الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تبارك وتعالى عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، قال سبحانه وتعالى: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: لو كان بعدي نبي لكان عمر، أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: ما طلعت الشمس على رجل خير من عمر. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: قد كان في الأمم محدثون فإن يكن في أمتي فعمر. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: اتقوا غضب عمر فإن الله يغضب إذا غضب عمر. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لعمر: والذي نفسي بيده ما لقيك الشيطان سالكا فجا إلا سلك فجا غير فجك، أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Respected ulama, my respected elders, my brothers, my sisters and my little ones, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. After praising the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending salutations on Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I begin as always by first thanking you, my host, for giving me this opportunity to convey the message of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I pray to the Almighty Allah that Allah accepts these efforts of yours in listening to this message. As I pray to the Almighty Allah that Allah accepts these efforts of mine in delivering this message. My young friends, many great people have come and gone. Great for one reason or another. They say Aristotle was great. Why? Because he was a thinker. Napoleon was great. Why? Because he was a great administrator. He was a great conqueror. They say Einstein was great. Why? Because he was an inventor. They say Peter and Frederick were great. Why? Because they evolved order out of chaos and they made their respective nations great. They say Solomon and Justinian was great. One of them was the wisest and the most magnificent potentate that ever lived, and the other was a great lawgiver. They say Anushirwan was great because of his justice and generosity, and the list continues. Today, my young friends, my young Muslim brothers have acquainted themselves and familiarized themselves with personalities like this and the modern day personalities, the Beckhams, the Ronaldos, the Ronaldinhos, who they were, what they achieved, what was their contribution to society. Yet how sad it is that the same Muslim brothers who declare La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah, when it comes to great Islamic personalities, when it comes to the Anbiya alayhimus salam, the prophets of Allah, when it comes to the Khulafai Arba, when it comes to the Ashari Mubashara, when it comes to the Ashab Badr, we don't even have a leg to stand on. My young friends, such is our condition today, that we even remain ignorant to the basic personalities of Islam, to whom we are indebted to for our iman, to whom we are indebted to for the kalima La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. Basic personalities like Sayyidina Umar Farooq radiyallahu ta'ala an, the very man regarding which the poet said, لَيْسَ مِنَ اللَّهِ بِمُسْتَنْكِرِ أَنْ يَجْمَعَ الْعَالَمْ فِي وَاحِدِ. The very man in who Allah made the whole world absorbing. The very man whose genius contributed more towards the formation and centralization of a nation than the combined effort of 1 million people. The very man who till this day is believed to be a miracle in himself, as he not only founded an empire, Umar gave it solidarity that this empire remain unshaken for over 13 to 1400 years. The very man who was Aristotle, the very man who was Caesar, the very man who was Napoleon, the very man who was Peter, the very man who was Frederick, all rolled into one. Because Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala anhu, not only was he a thinker, at the same time as being a thinker, Sayyidina Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala anhu was a great conqueror. At the same time as being a conqueror, Sayyidina Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala anhu was an administrator. At the same time as being an administrator, Sayyidina Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala anhu was a reformer. At the same time as being a reformer, he was a leader. At the same time as being a leader, he was a spiritual guide. This is the reason today the title allocated is none other than Umar Farooq, so that Muslim brothers who declare La ilaha illallah, we can familiarize ourselves with personalities like this. These people to whom we are indebted to for our kalima La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. And I say to you, my young brothers and my young sisters, for those of us that are ignorant with regards to the status and maqam of Sayyidina Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala an, he is that companion of Rasulullah regarding whom which Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam himself, look at the blessed words of Rasulullah, لَوْ كَانَ بَعْدِي نَبِيٌّ لَكَانَ Umar. If there was a prophet to come after Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, though there can be no prophet. Why? Because the Quran says, مَا كَانَ مُحَمَّدٌ أَبَا أَحَدٍ مِّن رِجَالِكُمْ وَلَكِنْ رَسُولَ اللَّهِ وَخَاتَمَ النَّبِيِّينَ. Muhammad is the last and final prophet. He is the seal of prophethood. There is no prophet to come after him right till the day of judgment. Here Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam hypothetically is saying, if Allah was to choose anyone for prophethood after Muhammad, then this person that Allah would have chosen would have been none other than Sayyidina Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He is that companion of Rasulullah regarding whom Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam himself said, مَا طَلَعَتِ الشَّمْسُ عَلَى رَجُلٍ خَيْرٌ مِّنْ Umar. The sun has never risen on a man better than Sayyidina Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala an. He is that companion of Rasulullah regarding whom Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam himself has said, قَدْ كَانَ فِي الْأُمَمِ مُحَدَّثُونَ فَإِنْ يَكُنْ فِي أُمَّتِي فَعُمَرٍ. That in the nations before you, there were people inspired with guidance. If there is any man that is inspired with guidance in my ummah, then this man is none other than Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala an. My friends, he is that companion of Rasulullah. Everyone else would declare the kalima La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah, and they would come to the gathering of Rasulullah, and Rasulullah would express happiness. He was one of the unique ones. For him, the blessed Prophet of Allah would raise his hand and beg the Almighty Allah, oh Allah, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would make dua to Allah, Allahumma a'izz al-Islam bi Umar ibn al-Khattab or bi Abi Jahl ibn Hisham. Oh Allah, strengthen Islam with either Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala anhu or Abu Jahl ibn Hisham. Oh Allah, whoever you love from amongst these two, whoever is more dear to you, oh Allah, I beg you, give him the tawfiq to say La ilaha illallah. And when he declares, my friends, La ilaha illallah, not only were the Sahaba rejoicing on the dunya, the angels in the heaven were rejoicing. So much so, Jibreel Amin descends from the heaven and he comes to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and says, Ya Muhammad, istabshara ahlus samai bi Islami Umar. Today, because Umar Farooq has said La ilaha illallah, the angels in the heavens are rejoicing and expressing happiness. He is that companion of Rasulullah regarding whom Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself said, O Muslimano, ittaku ghadaba Umar, fa inna Allah yaghdab idha ghadaba Umar. Do not make Umar angry. Why? Because when Umar becomes angry, the Lord of the Arsh and Kursi also becomes angry. He is that companion of Rasulullah. When Amr ibn al-As was the governor of Egypt and the river Nile of the Egyptians stopped flowing. Why? Because the river Nile, because the Egyptians believed that the only reason the river Nile flows is because they would sacrifice a virgin. They would adorn her, pour gold and silver on her, beautiful clothes, and then they would take this virgin and they would throw it inside the river Nile. And they believe this is the reason the river Nile flows. When Amr ibn al-As was the governor of Egypt, he told them, this is something that Islam does not allow you to do. You cannot take an innocent life. It so happened that year, perchance, that the river Nile stopped flowing. Amr ibn al-As radiallahu ta'ala anhu is now worried. He doesn't know what to do. He